You didn't do anything wrong. You know that. And yet, right now, some part of you is reviewing the last 24 hours, going back through every word you said, every message you sent, every look you gave, searching for the mistake, the thing you did or did not do that explains why they haven't responded yet.
You are not anxious because something is wrong. You are anxious because you are waiting for the verdict. Because at some point in your life, very early, before you had words for any of this, you learned that love was not given. It was earned. You had to be good enough, quiet enough, helpful enough, available enough. And the moment you stopped performing, the love might stop too. If you have ever felt like you are one wrong move away from losing someone you love, subscribe right now. Hit the bell. This channel exists for the people who are working too hard to be loved. And leave a comment, just 2 words that describe how you feel when they go quiet. I read every single one. I want you to meet Alexei. He is 31 years old. He has been with his partner for 2 years. By every measurable standard, the relationship is good. No abuse, no cruelty, no infidelity. His partner is warm, present, genuinely in love with him. And Alexei checks his phone 40 times a day. He adjusts every plan to make sure it doesn't inconvenience his partner. He rehearses conversations before having them. He cannot eat properly when they've had even the mildest disagreement. He apologizes constantly,
I feel so close
compulsively,
to you.
for things that
Always,
are
my
not his
love.
fault, for reactions he cannot help.
Warm scene,
For
embraced by the
simply
fire, appears
existing
perfect.
in a way
But the
that
tension,
might
her body language,
possibly
dissonance is deeply
too
wrong.
much.
I am watching them,
His
but I feel the
therapist asked
anxiety.
him once,
It's in the air. Context.
Do you ever feel loved? Not earned, but simply given. Alexei thought about it for a long time. Then he said, I don't know what that would feel like. I've never stopped performing long enough to find out. Let me give you the frame that changed how I understand this. Imagine an internal auction, one that runs silently, continuously, in the background of every relationship you have ever been in. At the front of the room, the thing you want most. Not money, not status. Connection. The certainty that you are loved and will not be left. And you are the only bidder. And the currency is yourself. You bid with your time, cancelling your plans. You bid with your needs, swallowing what you actually want. You bid with your opinions, reshaping them to fit what is preferred. You bid with your limits, dissolving the edges of what is acceptable to you in exchange for another round of proximity. This is bargaining for love. And the tragedy of it, the part that makes it so hard to stop, is that sometimes the bid is accepted. Sometimes the attention arrives. Sometimes they smile at you, and the alarm in your nervous system quiets. And for a few hours, you are safe. And your brain marks the entry. It worked. Perform more. The auction continues. Psychologists call the underlying mechanism anxious attachment, a relational style rooted in the profound uncertainty of whether you are lovable at all. Not whether this specific person loves you, whether you
Sold.
as a person can be loved without conditions, whether love,
The auction is
real,
concluded.
steady,
It's over.
unconditional love
What?
is something you are eligible for. Here is what is happening in your brain when you are bargaining for love. And I want you to hear this clearly, because understanding it removes the shame from it. What you are doing is not weakness. It is
Anxious attachment.
neurologically
The strange
exactly
situation
what a
reveals
brain that
patterns.
learned to survive
Internal
in
working models
traditional
shape responses.
does.
Anxious attachment drives
The amygdala,
emotional pursuit.
The brain's alarm system fires when it detects threat to an attachment bond. In people with anxious attachment, the threshold for that alarm is set extremely low. A delayed message, a shorter reply than usual, a slightly different tone of voice. These register not as mild inconveniences, but as potential abandonment signals. The amygdala does not distinguish between emotional threat and physical danger. Both produce the same cortisol flood, the same racing heart, the same desperate need to act.
And here
Two
is
detectors
the
compared, one for
neurological
calm,
trap.
large threats,
The
the other
act of
hypersensitive
performing
to the smallest
the
spark.
apology,
Observe the
extra
sensitivity
helpfulness,
comparison,
the
precision
giving
in
up of
threat
your own
detection.
need to preserve their comfort produces a dopamine hit when it is rewarded, when they respond, when they smile, when the silence breaks.
The cortisol paradox,
Your brain
how diverse
logs
triggers
this
converge.
as a successful
Observe the
survival
simultaneous rise in
strategy.
cortisol levels.
And survival
From physical danger
strategies,
to emotional
once
separation,
locked,
the response is
become
the same.
compulsions. The bargaining becomes automatic. Research consistently shows that people with anxious attachment styles have elevated
This is the addictive
baseline
dopamine
cortisol,
loop. It starts
meaning
with
their
anxiety,
nervous systems
driving us to
are
seek
running on
validation.
low-grade
We make a bid,
emergency,
receiving a signal of approval.
even when
This gives a
nothing is
dopamine
wrong.
hit, but relief fades and
They
craving
are
returns.
not overreacting. They are operating an alarm system that was calibrated for a much more dangerous environment. Your internal emotional state is not determined by how you feel. It is determined by how they feel. If they wake up tense, your morning is already ruined
The sweep continues.
before
Threat
a
remains
single
at 50
word
meters.
has been exchanged. You
No
scan
movement
their
detected.
face,
The perimeter
their
is
tone,
secure.
their body language, the speed of their replies, not because you are interested in them, but because their mood is your weather, and you need to know if a storm is coming.
This barometer measures emotional
The apology
climates.
reflex is
From
one of
stormy
the most
bad moods to
reliable
sunny good
markers
ones.
of bargaining for
But the
love.
weather can always change
It
again.
is not about remorse. It is about de-escalation. The
Alexei,
moment
it's starting.
you sense any tension, your system
I see it, Kling. The
mobilizes
storm
to
is here.
neutralize it
We have to
before it
move
can
now.
become a threat.
Ready?
You
I'm starting the
apologize
scan.
not because you believe
Go ahead, let's
you
see
were
the
wrong,
result.
but because
Signal's
the
locking.
apology
Your silhouette
the
is forming.
fastest route
Incredible,
back
it's
to
so
safety.
clear.
It's
The
stable
big
now.
The
I
spread is
take
accelerating. It's
responsibility
faster than
for
Kling
your
speed.
discomfort.
Sorry, I get ahead
The
of myself.
ask,
Let me show you.
please
Please
don't
do.
leave.
Observe the map. My word,
Gradually,
it's spreading.
Without
Exactly,
quite
we must
noticing
act.
it, you have become a smaller version of yourself in this relationship. Your opinions have softened. Your needs have become requests. Your requests have
The
become
terms are
hints.
clear. Bidding is
Your
open.
hints have become
12,000,
silences.
15.
You have learned the
15,000.
size
Going
of the
once.
space they give you, and you have spent years making sure you fit inside it. Because the alternative, taking up more space, asserting more presence, might trigger the withdrawal of the thing you are bargaining for. Not all silences are the same. For most people, a delayed response is a delayed response. They are busy, distracted, in a meeting, asleep. For someone who bargains for love, a delayed response is data, evidence. It means something, and the meaning it produces is always the worst available interpretation. They are pulling away. They are angry. They have finally decided you are too much. You are about to lose this. The silence is not silence. It is a sentence. The giving is not generosity. Or it begins as generosity, but it becomes something else. It becomes the bid. And like all bids that come from fear rather than abundance, it eventually depletes the bidder. You are giving time you do not have, energy you
Observe the
cannot
fear
spare,
gauge. In fear-based
Attention
giving, its
that
needle
was
slowly
supposed to
depletes.
go to yourself.
Fear fuels the action, but
And
drains the
somewhere
motivation.
underneath the
True
giving,
abundance remains
a
stable.
quiet voice
Let go of
is
fear.
keeping count. The ledger nobody talks about. The one that will eventually speak. As resentment, as illness, as the slow extinction
The signs
of
are
desire
clear.
for the very person
First, mortality
you are
claims its
working
due.
so hard to keep.
Then betrayal strikes
For
from the
most
shadows.
people, conflict
Finally.
is
You never do the
uncomfortable.
dishes!
I
For
was
someone who
busy.
bargains
Always
for love,
excuses!
conflict
Stop
is
nagging!
existential. It is not an argument about the dishes. It is
Dishes!
evidence that
You
the
said it was your
relationship
turn!
is ending.
No, you never do your
It is
share!
confirmation
The city, it's
that you
burning!
are too
I'm
difficult,
sick of this!
too emotional.
Then do something!
We have to get out!
So you
Let's remove the
de-escalate
pawns.
before the
An
argument
unusual opening.
begins.
Knights
You
next, then
yield
bishops.
before your
I see your
position has
strategy.
been stated.
Now, the
You
game
smooth
begins.
it over, apologize for the conflict itself, and afterward feel a strange combination of relief and a grief you cannot name. Because somewhere in the yielding, you gave something away. Again. This is the deepest marker, and it is the one that is hardest to see from the inside because it does not feel like a belief. It feels like reality, the way things are. Of course, love has to be maintained. Of course, you have to keep earning it. Of course, the moment you stop performing, the attention will withdraw. You have never experienced anything different. Or if you have, briefly, in a relationship that felt somehow wrong, precisely because it felt safe, you did not trust it. Conditional love is what love has always felt like. Unconditional love feels dangerous.
Revised chronological
Before the
events, a
methods,
correction,
if
cling
any
reverse
of those
timeline
7
animation,
signs
to the
just
original
describe
auction
something
start.
you have been
Opening
living
bid!
with, like this video right now, 2 seconds, it reaches someone tonight who is exhausted from the auction, who has been bidding with themselves for years.
The
and
scales
doesn't
of life
know
are
there is
tipping.
another way.
I shared my toy!
Your life
Success
is
rises from
their
kindness.
permission
I gave my
to
friend a
stop.
coin!
Here
I helped
is
someone who
where
was
the
hungry.
Love keeps the
investigation
balance.
always
In warm
leads.
zones, the child finds
To a
comfort in
room
easy
you did
activities.
not choose
Moving to cold
enter.
zones, the
To
environment
a
shifts,
time
reflecting the
before
challenge.
You had words
The
for
child's
any of
return
this.
warms the space again.
The auction
Conclusion,
doesn't
they are
begin
lost on a
in
cliff.
adulthood.
No, that's
It
incorrect.
begins in the
Conclusion,
room
they are
where
navigating
love
with a
was
compass.
first
No,
offered to
not
you.
that either. Final
came
conclusion,
with
they are surviving by a
conditions.
campfire.
Perhaps the love in your home was real, but it was distributed unevenly. More when you were achieving, less when you were struggling. More when you were easy, less when you were complicated. Perhaps the attention appeared specifically when you were useful and disappeared when you needed something for
Gabble,
yourself.
gabble, gabble!
The child who
Gabble,
grows up
gabble,
in that
gabble.
room does not conclude the
Gabble,
love
gabble,
was
gabble.
conditional. The child concludes, I have to earn the love. Because the child cannot afford to conclude anything else. And then that child grew up.
The
and
pattern is
carried the
clear.
auction with them into every
Motive and
relationship,
alibi
into
will
every
confirm it.
friendship,
Associates
into the way
next.
they exist
Let's
at
connect the
work,
dots.
with their families, inside themselves. The bidding never stopped because nobody ever told them the auction was over. Nobody ever told them that real love does not have a price. And real love, the kind worth having, is not something you bid for. It is something you simply exist inside. When you feel the urge to apologize, agree, shrink, over-explain, or over-give, stop for one breath. Ask, am I doing this because I want to?
Tightness in the chest.
Or because I'm
Urgency
afraid of
sudden.
what happens if I don't?
Narrative, observations
If
of the environment.
answer is fear,
No action taken,
you
just
are
watching and
making
noting.
a
This shows
bid.
the amygdala's threat threshold
You do
before
not have to
practice.
stop
With systematic
the action
mindfulness and exposure, the
immediately.
threshold gradually declines.
Just
This rewires
name
the
it.
circuitry for optimized threat
This
discrimination,
is a
resulting in
bid.
emotional stability.
Naming a survival behavior interrupts its automaticity. It introduces the first element of choice into a mechanism that has been running without choice for years. Choose one moment per day when your anxiety is active activated by someone's silence or distance.
Fear. It starts as a
And do
whisper,
not act on
but
it.
soon it overflows,
Do not
consuming
send the
everything.
message.
Yet
Do
clues
not
emerge, revealing the
apologize.
path.
Do not
The key
reach
is not
out
the
to
end.
smooth it over.
Mirror,
Instead,
show me the path.
sit with
Face the unknown.
discomfort.
I see the
Notice
courage
what
within.
your body does.
Embrace the golden
tightening,
light.
the urgency, the narrative your mind constructs, and stay with it for 10 minutes without acting. This practice, called distress
The timeline
tolerance,
appears,
DBT,
body first,
directly
then
trains
thought,
the amygdala
cling sequential,
to lower its threat
body
threshold.
then thought activation.
Each time you survive the discomfort without acting, you teach your nervous system silence is not abandonment.
For 7 days, every time you give something, time, energy, help, agreement, a concession of your own preference, note whether you gave it from abundance or from fear. Not to judge the giving, to see it clearly. 2 columns. Gave because I wanted to, and gave because I was afraid not to. At the end of the week, look at the columns. The fear column is the auction. The abundance column is the relationship. Your goal is not to eliminate giving. It is to gradually shift the ratio. When you catch a bid, ask, what would I give here if I were not afraid?
People who bargain for love are extraordinarily skilled.
Silence
at giving.
follows thank you.
They are almost incapable of receiving. When someone offers warmth, a compliment, an act of care, an expression of love, the automatic response is to deflect, minimize, redirect, or immediately reciprocate to neutralize the imbalance. The practice. Once a day, when someone gives you something, warmth, help, praise, do not deflect. Say thank you. Nothing else. And let the warmth sit for 5 seconds before you redirect it. This is harder than it sounds. The discomfort you feel is the nervous system's trained refusal to believe that love can simply arrive. Stay with it. Let it land. The fear of abandonment activates the body before it activates the mind. Your chest tightens, your stomach drops, your hands may tremble before you have formed a single thought about what is happening. The practice? When the
New
alarm
evidence is being
fires,
processed.
place
The
one
old model
hand
is being
on your
replaced.
chest.
The new equation
Feel
shows a
your
bidirectional
heart.
relationship.
Take
Update
4
complete. Love and
slow
performance are now
breaths.
linked.
4 counts
The
in,
gavel
4
strikes.
counts out.
The price counter rises
Name
on the
3
auction
things
board.
you
Cling
can
escalating
physically
counter
feel
animation
right
with
now.
non-monetary cost categories.
This is somatic grounding. It directly activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the biological off switch for the alarm. You are not calming down.
Mind
You are
says
teaching
everything is
your
fine.
nervous system
Body
that it is
shows
safe
exhaustion.
to be calm.
The mind
Write a
insists all
letter,
is well, while the
not
body
to
pays the
send,
cost.
Not to share.
Detective,
To
you found me.
yourself at the
Who
age
are
when
you?
the
What is this
bargaining
wall?
started.
It's activating. The
people,
barrier is
if they
rising.
sit
I'm
with the
recording
question,
this.
Can identify it. A specific age, a specific dynamic, a specific message about what love required. In the letter,
The cartographer's
describe
compass,
what you needed,
lot 113.
but did not
Current bid is
receive.
28,000.
Not what
We need
was
to act
done
before
to
it climbs.
you. What was never
The board's holding steady at bidder 103.
What did love feel like? in
This
that
is the self I show the
What
world,
did you learn
but
about
behind the
your own
mask,
worth?
the true self hides.
And then,
Can you see me now?
this is the crucial part. Write one sentence that tells that child something true about love that they were not told. You were always worth loving. The auction
Detective
was
closes
never
folder.
yours to run.
Compass settles in
The
hand.
antidote to bargaining
Needle slowly
is
orients
presence.
forward. Cling slow
Real,
needle oscillation coming to calm
unperformed,
forward orient.
unedited presence. Once a day, in a safe relational context, with a therapist, a trusted friend, or your partner if the relationship allows it, express one true thing about your inner experience. Not what you think they want to hear, what you actually feel. I am anxious right now, and I don't know why. I want something from you, and I'm afraid to ask for it. I felt hurt by that, and I'm not sure I should be. These small acts of honest expression, particularly when they are received without punishment,
200!
are the neurological evidence
Lot
your
23
brain
is sold.
needs to update the original equation.
The ultimate
Love
compass
can
points
be
not to a
present
destination,
for what
but
you
inward.
actually are.
Turn the needle towards the self
auction
and
has
find your
a
heart's truth.
long-term
This is
ledger.
the course of
And it is
self-discovery.
worth naming because it is one of the strongest motivators for doing this work. Not because the past was wrong, but because of what continuing costs you. Chronically elevated cortisol does not just feel bad. It contributes to cardiovascular disease, immune suppression, disrupted sleep, accelerated aging. The body pays the price of the auction, even when the mind has normalized it. The relationship pays too. The partner on the other side of the bargaining often reports, confused, often guilty, that they feel like they can never fully reach you, that there is always a performance between them and the real you, that the love they offer never quite seems to land, because it cannot. When you are bargaining, you are not present for love. You are present for the outcome of the bid. And the self pays the highest price. The person who spends years performing love does not just lose time, they lose the experience of being known, of being loved for what they actually are, rather than for what they have managed to produce. And that, being truly known and truly loved, is not a luxury. It is what we are here for.
I want to leave you with one thing. One thing that I want you to carry out of this video. You are not a bid. You are not a performance. You are not the sum of everything you have given,
Anxious
adjusted,
attachment.
apologized for, or
Fear of
suppressed
rejection.
in the hope of securing
Conditional
the
love.
you needed. You are the person who should have been told a long time ago in that first room, before any of this began, that love was not something you had to earn, that you were already enough, that the auction was never real, that you were never, in any room, in any relationship, in any moment, a price to be negotiated. You were always the person holding the compass. You were always the one it was supposed to point toward. The auction is over. Close the file, walk out of the room, and find someone, one person, one relationship, one context where you can simply be. Not perform, not earn, not bid. Be. That is the work.
Anxious attachment brings fear and constant seeking of validation. The journey of growth leads to emotional rebalance and trust. Secure attachment fosters healthy independence and deep, lasting trust.
Living with, like it right now. 2 seconds. Tell me in the comments which of the 7 signs hit you hardest, or leave the 2 words that describe how it feels when they go quiet. I read every single one. Subscribe. Every week we go to the places that don't have names yet. Real psychology for real people who are working too hard to be loved and deserve to stop. The next video, why the person who bargains for love always chooses the partner who makes them bid the hardest. Stay tuned.